doesn't pick up the plaques in the background.
Yeah. You gotta get them in, fam.
Yeah. Come on, man. I'm trying to make my shit look close to your shit. I'm not new to this.
DJ Firestarr keeping it smashed.
Yeah. This your boy Drumma Boy, aka D-Boy Fresh, man. And we running through a few influential records, man, right here with my dog DJ Firestarr, man. I'm not new to this. We stay true to this. We beneficial. Hey, yeah.
DJ Firestarr, Spotify, influential records. I'm not new to this, all of that. And I got my guy, my brother, Drumma Boy, super producer, artist, podcaster. He's with us, man. What are you telling me, family? How are you?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Blessed.
You've been in this game for a minute. I mean, we're talking to the world here. Like, for the people that might not be so familiar with yourself, break down who you are, where you represent, the music you make, anything, you know what I mean, that the people need to know about, my bro.
Absolutely, man. This your boy Drumma Boy, trap founder, producer, music therapist. I came in the game with guys like Yo Gotti. One of the first songs I produced was When You See Me, Shout It, Pop Your Collar, Then You Holler, That's What's Up. What up, mama? Hey, what up, drummer? One of the first songs I did for Rocco. You just do you. I'ma do me. First song for Gucci Mane. It's a photo shoot. Girl, it's a photo shoot. I put on for my city, on for my city. Jeezy, Kanye. First song with no Waka Flocka was No Hands. Girl, drop it to the floor. I love the way your booty goes.
Anthem.
First song with the dab. First song with the Migos was Look at My Dab. Hey, look at my dab. Hey, you know what I mean? So it's a blessing to be able to give this energy to these guys, regardless who I come in contact with. It's just about being therapeutic and having this energy. And sometimes we have the hook in our head. We don't really know what we're going to say, and then it just comes. You know what I mean? So I'm a vibe. I'm all about the vibes. I'm all about the music. I'm all about life-changing moments, capturing the moment, whether it's through a podcast, music, a beat, or whether I capture that moment lyrically and tell you that story as a lyricist. So for me, it's about expression, emotion, and getting my point across. You know what I mean? And we just wrote a book as well. We're working on films. We're working on movie scores. Any and everything that is possible to give an emotion, I'm your guys.
A question that I'm sure you've been asked quite a fair bit recently, and it's about the last sort of 13 months for you. How have things been for you personally? And also on top of that, what advice would Drumma Boy give to people who are maybe, they've been struggling maybe financially or with mental health, or, they've suffered loss as well, my bro? What would you say to them people as well?
The people who've been going through loss, it's crazy times, COVID, losing family members. For me, I lost my brother, not due to COVID, but, just loss in general can definitely have you down, depressed, sad, weary. But a lot of the uplifting part comes from family legacy. So it might be a son, nephews, nieces, family that loved one left behind that gives you that strength, that gives you that courage. Even if they didn't leave anyone behind, maybe they left some knowledge. Maybe they left something with you in a form of wisdom. Maybe they left something for you in the form of a journey or something to execute in memory of them. So those are the things that keep us going and keep us strong, give us that strength to say, hey, I'm gonna make this happen for my brother. I'm gonna stand on that for my brother. I'm gonna continue his legacy for my brother. I am my brother's keeper. So it's been a lot of things that have helped me, even as a rapper, talking about the situation and channeling that energy into making records. I did a whole album dedicated to my brother called My Brother's Keeper. Definitely go check that out. That helped me vent through losing my brother. And it's crazy how many people have hit me to say, thank you, Drumma Boy. You helped me vent through my loss with your album. So to anybody who hasn't heard my project or heard that album, my brothers, put your ears on that.
You know, have things slowed up for you as well, or you know, how's it been?
Oh no, I mean, I took 2019 off just to dedicate to building my brother's estate and making sure that my brother's kids were set and on the right path. You know, my nephew was 16 at the time. His daughter, youngest daughter, was 12, going into teenage years at the time. So there was a big transition that I wanted to make sure that they had from me to feel like their father was still here.
Yeah.
And I executed that. Now his youngest son just graduated.
Oh wow.
His oldest son just had another baby, so he's got 4 grandkids now. So, you know, the transition has been great. And I was able to put some time in to make sure that they're headed on the right path, which was most important for me. Are you like the youngest son? Are you going to college? Are you going to play basketball? What are you going to do to make your money? And just setting him up in the right job field to make sure that, you know, he's spending his time wisely.
I like to set the tone on the episode, bro. So we're going to pick 3 records, right? And you're going to pick the first 2. I've got a third one in mind. Hopefully you don't pick that one in the first 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, the first record from me to set the tone of DRUMMA BOY, I would have to say, damn, putting me on the spot.
It's the best way, bro. That's the best way, you know, otherwise
yeah, let me
be chopping it out for too long out here, you know?
First record to set the tone for DRUMMA BOY. For me, I'm gonna go T.I.
Okay.
And we'll say, you know, because I was able to work with the Mount Rushmore of trap. Yeah. So I came up with Yo Gotti. I mentioned Tim. This is my first time mentioning T.I., Gucci, and Jeezy. And being able to work with those 4 guys, that's the beginning of trap. Yeah. I have to say, what up, what's happening, man? Let's go there. Let's set the tone. We speaking to the fans. What up? Hey, what's happening with DRUMMA BOY?
And do you want to touch on a little bit about working on that record? You know, what was happening?
Yeah. Working on that record was crazy because I knew T.I. and I knew Jason Jeter before he had ever released one album. And every time he would release an album, he's like, man, he would invite me to the album release party. So I've been to like Urban Legend, I'm Serious, The King. I would just be at the album after album after album. And I never lost faith. I never lost hope. I was like, man, I'm gonna make one of your albums. Yeah. I didn't make this album, I'm gonna make the next one. I didn't make this album, I'm gonna make the next one. So I remember there was a time when Tip had got locked up and he got released like a year or so later. And I got hit up by his lawyer. The lawyer was like, man, you know, T.I. wants you to come by the house. So you got to get approved for visitation rights and all that. Wow. They had to do a background check and all that. So I was like, man, let's do it. The king sending for me? What? Let's do it. Yeah. And it's crazy, when I got to T.I.'s house, I knocked on the door. You know, the heaven gates open. You know what I mean? And you pull in and, you know, I parked and whatnot. I knocked on the door and Tip comes to the door and greets me like, what up, King? Yeah. And I'm like,
legendary moments.
You talking to me? Like, the king calling me king? Like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, man, shit, you the king. He was like, no, but you know, kings bless kings, and you know what I mean? Just what you've done for my dog Rocco, because T.I. and Rocco are really close. Right. So when T.I. got locked up, I did I'ma Do Me for Rocco. Okay. Rocco blew up. I also produced Tomorrow for Rocco. And the album came out. We signed a deal with Jermaine Dupri, Island Def Jam. Yeah. The album comes out self-made, and we built and come out with a whole new artist. So when Tip gets out, he was like, man, just everything that you did for Rocco, man. And man, you did the I'ma Do Me record, man. You know what I'm saying? You a king, bro. You blessing people, man, with your music, with your talent. I was like, damn, dog, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And T.I. takes me through the house, walks me through the house and whatnot, and takes me on the tour. You know, I meet Mama and meet Tiny, and you know, Major and just the family and whatnot. And then he's like, man, come on, let's go in the studio. I played 30 beats for Tip, and he picked out 27 out of the 30. Oh, I want that one too. Oh, I need that one too. Oh, I want that one too. Oh, I need that one too.
What's that
like,
feeling like for you, my bro, as a super producer already, but you know, these are the moments that I'm sure you work so hard for and that you live for. What's that
but
moment
it's like when you hoop, when you really hoop, it's like you forget all of that.
Yeah.
See, because I came up with Isaac Hayes. I came up around Aretha Franklin and Stax Records, and my dad was in the orchestra, my mom in the opera, and then, you know, even going to church will set you up for it, because in the choir or as a preacher or just a member of the congregation, we all the same. We all have different accolades and all different talents and whatnot, but we respect each other the same and look at each other as equal. So when you come around talent, it's almost like, okay, LeBron and D Wade, or it's almost like Kobe and Shaq, or it's like, I know who I am. I know I'm the shit. That's how I got here. Because I believe in myself. Since 13, 14, I knew what the fuck was going on and what I want to do. So Tip just that same way. He a king. I'm a king. So when kings get amongst each other, it's like ball playing. Real ball players, we don't trip off. It's not enough air in the basketball. The chain nets, or the rim ain't got no nets, or we shooting on a crate. Real ball players, this is what we do, whether we shooting on a black concrete or we playing on wood. It's no excuse. If you hoop, you hoop. If you ball, you ball. When you make music, you make music. And I wasn't DRUMMA BOY, he wasn't T.I. We were just two people that love what we do. You know what I mean? No egos. And man, he picked out 27 out of 30 beats. I ended up with 4 tracks on Paper Trail. I got 200% publishing on Paper Trail. No samples, ready for whatever. What up, what's happening? My Life, Your Entertainment, and you ain't missing nothing.
Crazy.
So, hey, you know what I mean? It's definitely a blessing. This is one of my favorite records, produced by me on T.I. And it is What Up, What's Happening.
Let's get into your second record to set the tone on Influential Records, my bro. Where we going? Where you taking it?
Second record that sets the tone for DRUMMA BOY, I'm gonna have to throw that Jeezy I put on for my city, man. Jeezy, Kanye West. That's like so monumental to me, putting on for my city, doing that, taking it back to the town, as well as being such a huge Chicago Bulls fan. And for me to, the whole time I'm thinking about the Chicago Bulls anthem and how I can relive that moment. How can I bring that sound back? Introducing the starting lineup for the Chicago Bulls. Like, that was my favorite piece. So it was like, bro, I got to relive this moment. And I figured out a way to do it, and the rest is history, man. I put on for my city, Jeezy, Kanye, and for Kanye to be like the Michael Jordan of Chicago musically, and for him to jump on that track, it was just like, bro, I can't believe this is happening, man. That was the first time you heard Kanye rap on a down south beat, rap on somebody else's track that he didn't produce. You know what I mean? It was just like such a classic, monumental moment, man. So I put on for my city, man. Number 2, let's get into it.
We're going to keep it moving. Now, this third record, you might, I don't know, I don't think you would have maybe picked it. Maybe I'm wrong. But I want to talk about the Jeezy Lose My Mind record. One of my favorite, I mean, you got anthems, bro, you know, and that's real talk. You know, you've already stated, you've already let the people know. And if, you know, for the real ones that know, we know what you do around here. You know what I mean? But Lose My Mind is one of my favorite records, right? And I wanted you to break down that record, how it came about. Obviously, it's another Jeezy record. Plies on there as well.
Yep.
Tell the story, my bro, and we're gonna run this one. So.
Oh yeah, man. Lose My Mind featuring Plies. It was basically a moment, you know, where Jeezy was like, man, I gotta stay in that club. Jeezy always understood staying in the club. And I was like, man, I've been making some beats, but I had just got back from LA. So, you know, anytime I leave LA, I'm always like, you know, I adapt to the environment. So when I'm in LA, I start making shit that feels a little Cali, West Coast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm in New York, I start making some little hip hop swag, like, you know what I mean? If I'm in Korea, I'm gonna start implementing some Korean instruments into my music. You know, I always pick up the instrumentation of the local environment.
Right.
So I just came back from California, and me and Jeezy got in the studio, and I tried to skip through this beat. I was just playing beats, and I was like, I know he ain't gonna like this shit. So I would try to skip the motherfucker. And he was like, whoa, go back. Damn. You know what I'm saying? It's like this little crazy little synth sound. And he was like, man, what is that? That shit sound like Crip. That shit sound like Easy-E. That shit sound like, whoa. Literally what he heard when he heard the track for Lose My Mind. And he was just like, oh, I'm just tripping about that time. And he just started literally putting the words together as the beat was playing. I was like, bro, that's a club anthem. That's what they're going to play right at that 12 o'clock, 12:15 era in the club. You know how they waiting for the club to get packed enough. They ain't going to play the big records yet. No. They just playing the walk-in records. But about 12:15, about that time, hey, it's like, that's the set off. That's like the monumental hour that when DJs from 12:30 to 1:30 in that club, they playing the hottest records. When you got your record playing in that hour, you know you got you a hit. And that's what we knew we had when we was making it. It was crazy, bro. And then we went to Miami, shot the video. The rest is history. Already, man. Lose My Mind, Jeezy, featuring Plies. Shout out to Florida, man. DRUMMA BOY. Hey, yeah.
I want to jump into your first influential record and your reason for picking this record, and tell us a little bit about it, and we're gonna run this one, bro.
Man, influential record, I gotta change it up. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna go all the way left on y'all.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? But influential record for me, I don't know what it is about this record. Rick James, Mary Jane. Hey, man. We got to run that, man. We got to run that. Rick James. Like just the music, them strings. And then that, ooh, do you love me, Mary Jane? Like, man, do you? Like, hey, it's just the vibe, bro. That shit, the beat, the swing. Like, we come from funk. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, coming out of Memphis, you know, I always shout out the player cities, the pimp cities, like the Detroits, the Clevelands, the Oaklands, the DCs, the Memphis, you know what I mean? The Houston. There's certain cities that just got that funk, that pride. You know, we howl for our music. We howl for our life. We howl for what we feel. You know what I mean? So Mary Jane, let's get into it, man. Rick James is one of my favorites, man. Influential.
You heard that one there from DRUMMA BOY, and we're going to keep it moving. Your second influential record, bro. And again, your reason for this one. Break it down for us. What are you going with?
Second influential record, I got to say, one of the first records that I learned how to rap and made me want to rap. Shout out to Warren G. Shout out to Dr. Dre. Shout out to Nate Dogg. Regulator! It was a clear black dot, a clear what? Well, hey, man, listen, bro, that was like, you know what I mean? That just was like, okay, I want to rap. Them niggas is cool. That shit is, it's like funky with player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we got the gangster, we gangster, but that's like, that's third. You know what I'm saying? We hustlers first. We players first. You know what I mean? And and we funky. Yeah. I mean, like it's a funk. It's a G funk with the twist. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, and then, you know, even like Nate Dogg made me want to harmonize.
Right.
Warren G made me want to rap, and then like, you know, Snoop, Pac, a couple other people who just make you want to rap. But it was like, man, I'm gonna just use all of these and be able to back up, because it's on NATE and me, the Warren to the G. Like, you know what I mean? And being able to understand those voice tones and changing my voice from talking to, oh, yay, hey, like player, she like even Snoop Dogg, how he talk. Yeah, nephew, he hit you with the y'all. You know what I mean? So it's like that's definitely influential and a big part of my youth and growing up. Yes, sir, man. Regulators, one of my favorite records. Warren G. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, man.
Drummer Boy in the building. Your third influential record, my bro. What are you going with?
Man, third influential record, I have to throw Michael Jackson into the picture, man. You know, I think Michael Jackson is the most influential artist ever. And I want to rock with y'all, man. I want to rock with you. I want to rock with you all night. Hey, just classic. You know, I think that made every kid want to dance, want to moonwalk. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just understanding the energy, you know what I mean? And really understanding what it takes to be an entertainer. I mean, Michael showed us so many things and motivated us to be our best. And the best, most important quality that I love from Michael is that he remained humble. He was always thankful. This was the most successful artist in the world. I know artists that sell 1 million records and get a arrogance or you know, a snobby type of attitude, like, yeah, man, look at me now. Michael Jackson is the biggest artist in the world, and he always was, I just want to say thank you. Oh, you're so, how can I repay you? You know what I mean? And you wonder why he was always at the top and always at the top and always at the top. When you're that humble and grateful, people want to see you stay at the top.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? So I want to rock with you, Michael Jackson, my third influential record.
Love that, bro. Legendary records. And we're going to keep it moving to your fourth and final record, Drummer Boy. What are you going with, my guy?
Man, 4. I thought we was doing 3. Let me see. 4. I'm gonna say a record can't be an album now. They used to use that term. So my fourth most influential record, I'm gonna give it to Chronic, 2001.
Okay.
2001, man. When you listen to that production, I don't think Dre will ever be able to top that. 2001, that's that for me. You know what I mean? Just the Chronic, the weed, like just you know what I mean? Like that time period for me. 2001, I graduated high school. Just to take you to where I was, you know what I mean? So graduating high school, weed album, Mary Jane, one of my favorite songs, Rick James, and somebody that just dropped a whole like weed booklet, instruction, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, man, that's priceless, you know what I mean? And then you learned a lot, you know what I mean? Even from the skits, you know what I mean? You imagined and pictured certain things. I'm like, man, I wonder what life gonna be for me when I'm going club to club. You know, I'm 18 at this time. I had never been in anything 21 and up. You know what I mean? And you know, just hearing the girls on the skit talking about, oh, you see Dre over there? You know what I mean? And how women might slide down or you would look at you when you got your shit popping, as opposed to how women was looking at, you know what I mean, when you're not popping. So it was just a lot of different things that you learned through that album. He touched on so many topics. Shout out to Dr. Dre. This is my 4th most influential record, man. 2001, Chronic.
Now, have you got a specific record you want us to throw on off this joint, or you got a
man?
Because boy, we could play anything off here, to be honest.
Yeah, you could play anything off of that. Let me see. Yeah, Explosive, bro. I'm such a Nate Dogg fan. We got to run. If we're gonna pick a record off 2001, let's go with Explosive, Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, and who else was on that record? Just so I can give everybody. Hitman and 6'2". So shout out to Hitman, shout out to 6'2". R.I.P. Nate Dogg, man. We love you, Dre.
Before we wrap up, bro, and I've got you here, talk a little bit about what you're working on.
Oh yeah, man, the new podcast featuring me and Jessica Dime, aka I Am Dime Piece. We both from Memphis, you know what I mean? Both legends out the city, and it was like, man, we got to do something for the city. We got to do something for us and control our media. So we put together our podcast, you know, covering the struggles and covering the successes, those success stories from different industries, from actors, film, photography, videography, on a management perspective, on an artist perspective, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, just covering any and everything from those perspectives. And we're at episode 2. Episode 1, we feature Aspect Zavy, huge TikTok phenomenon. Episode 2, we had the Little Women of Atlanta, aka Miss Juicy Baby. And we also had Miss Holly on episode 2. We got some crazy more episodes, man. Jazzy just confirmed we're shooting Sa-Ari next week. Jonte Austin, one of my favorite songwriters. So it's a platform that allows me to kind of, you know, help dive into a lot of the questions that people want to, you know, they want to hear answers to, you know, because a lot of times when we do interviews, people tell me all the time, now that interview was one of my favorites because of the questions they ask you. But a lot of times in interviews, you're just hearing the same questions, ask the same thing, and it's redundant to a lot of my other interviews. Yeah. So this kind of changes the perspective for me and puts me more in the interview seat, but you still get to learn some different information about DRUMMA BOY as well as my brain and my intellect, as, you know, how I ask questions and how I, you know, help people share the stories that want to be heard. Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, as artists, DJs, musicians, we're in an era now where, you know, being able to showcase our personalities is just as crucial as, you know, making a record, DJing, or being a rapper or a singer, you know, and that's the kind of era that we're in right now. So being able to showcase yourself and more about yourself, even if it is interviewing other people, like you said, it's an insight into your world. You know what I mean? Absolutely. What can we expect, man? Like, what's cooking? Who are you getting it in with? What's to come for the people locked in? Like, let us know, bro. Absolutely, man. One project you have to go get right now. Young Buck, Back on My Buck shit, Volume 3. We going crazy. I mean, it was like, you know, just a lot of people like, man, I need Buck 3. I need Bombs 3. I need Bombs 3. Back on My Buck shit, Volume 2. Guys like London on the track and Tay Keith, these guys are like, man, that project changed my life, Drum. Like, you gotta drop Bombs 3. You know what I mean? And, you know, all of the things that Buck was going through, I was like, bro, I gotta do this for Buck. This my state, this Tennessee, and we stand up for ours. You know what I mean? So I had to stand on that and get that project out for him. So y'all go get that Bombs 3. All platforms, everywhere, going
we
crazy. We got a big up Young Buck as well. I was out in New York, and I remember I bumped into him at Shade 45 a couple of years ago, and we was chopping it up. You know, he's a real good guy, man. You know, so we need to definitely shout him out for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I'm working on everything, man. I'm on Bankroll Freddie album. Go get it. I did Rinky Dink featuring Gucci Mane. I've been doing reggae records. I did a record with Dexter Daps called Wi-Fi. I also produced Scripture with Dexter Daps and Davido.
That's the one.
So,
Yep.
man, go get that new music out right now for you. I'm working on my album. My first single was Still Can't Believe It, featuring Derez Deshawn. We got our second single featuring Collision and Lil Got It, dropping on July 9th. Crazy, called Wake Up. Super excited about that. I just did a record with Luda, Snow the Product. I'm excited about, man. Shout out to Snow the Product. Shout out to Luda. Y'all go watch that Fast and the Furious coming soon.
Yes.
And man, we just staying busy, man. Stay Solid Rocky. I'm working on J. Lou. It's so many artists, man. I hate to not name. Me and Dime Piece got some crazy music. I'm working on Welcome to My City Volume 4. I'm doing a movie score for Jeezy. I can't say what the title is, but that's on the way. I'm super excited. And go get my new app, DRUMMA BOY, the official app in app stores. And you can tune into my clothing store, House of Fresh, here in Atlanta. Follow us on the Instagram at House of Fresh ATL. And you can tap into Producers Wave, which is our sound kits, my drums. Everybody been trying to get my sounds, my exclusive kicks and claps. So I started a website just for y'all, man. Y'all check it out, Producers Wave.
I love that. And a question you might have been asked before, but on a real one, bro, you know, having so many things going on, what about working with some cats from the UK, man? What are we saying? I'm gonna have to put you up on a few, connect the dots.
Yeah. I know it's changed like crazy. I worked with Tyna Temple. Me and Tyna did a record with Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
And then I've worked with Skepta.
Yeah.
I worked with Skepta. Who else I worked with? Damn. There's a couple other names, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, I know it's new, young, fresh energy, you know what I mean? I want to work with the new young guys, you know what I'm saying? And preferably people who have, I hate to say this, but budgets behind them that have movement and able to do the things necessary, you know what I mean? The artists that understand having a budget is essential, they get further and they understand that, okay, it's just going to take a budget in itself to come to Atlanta, to go to LA, to go to New York, to do the press runs, to hit the street teams and to do these street promos. You got DRUMMA BOY attached to it. So it's a certain protocol that we got to follow to make sure that we reach the people such as yourself.